the same moment. The one in which the probe first.
This is a news bulletin about the outer
NASA's deep
perimeters of
Goldstone and Canberra.
Earth's solar system.
Unregistered following 3I Atlas. The object maintained a
Astronomy news bulletin.
800 kilometers behind it.
The Atlas interloper, according to its trajectory and speed, comes from the world of Nibiru, which I previously thought was only 100 miles in diameter. I was incorrect. I was mistaken. Nibiru is approximately just a little over 8,000 miles in diameter. Therefore, the speed with which the asteroid belt orbits around it.
SpaceX's internal system automatically recorded the loss as
being therefore responsible for the speed of the Atlas interloper asteroid entering our solar system.
Musk reportedly reviewed the readings and refused to authorize any
There
attempt
are
at retrieval or follow-up. There was nothing to recover.
12 moons orbiting
on a one-way trajectory. In his view, the mission had already succeeded.
Nibiru.
He is said to have told his senior team, "We saw enough." When NASA learned that an unregistered private probe had approached 3I Atlas, it began tracing signal residual telemetry. What they found was impossible to dismiss. The clean mathematical pulse was too structured to be random. It looked like a deliberate reply. For the first time, scientists had to consider the possibility that 3I Atlas had responded to the scan. That 3.141 second burst of energy soon became the most examined event in NASA's modern history. Across every space agency and research center, began to surface. Had humanity just heard back from something not made by human hands? The spike that made NASA panic.
It's only the third time that we've actually detected an object that's come from beyond our solar system.
By the morning of August 2nd, 2025, every major magnetic and radio observatory on Earth had reported the same number.
Okay. This is a list of moons orbiting Nibiru.
Natural space noise is messy and scattered. This pulse was organized. It had pattern, rhythm, and intent. At NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, a team of radio analysts began replaying the waveform data, trying to locate its source.
Okay.
The stranger it became. When slowed down and plotted across multiple frequencies, the signal revealed a harmonic curve that rose and fell in perfect symmetry. Even more bizarre, that harmonic pattern reappeared every 31 minutes, almost like a repeating broadcast cycle. In technical terms, it was a self-sustaining signal, something that looked as if it had an internal clock. At first, engineers suspected an error, perhaps a calibration issue, or maybe a relay satellite had bounced back a fragment of an old signal, but the theory collapsed almost immediately. The European Space Agency's tracking stations in Spain and Australia reported seeing the exact same waveform, recorded at the same time, with the same 31-minute interval. The signal came from deep space, not from Earth or from any satellite in orbit. More importantly, it was traced to the exact region where the interstellar object 3I Atlas had last been observed. This realization sent a shockwave through NASA. By midday, an emergency session was called at the Planetary Defense Coordination Office in Washington. Specialists from multiple divisions, astrophysics, radio analysis, orbital mechanics, and cybersecurity, joined the call. External physicists were brought in to rule out atmospheric interference or deliberate spoofing. Every test returned the same result. The pulse was clean. It was directed. It had no distortion, no reflected signal trails, and no human-made modulation. One analyst, staring at the repeating pattern, quietly muttered that it looked like a handshake, the kind of signal computers use to confirm connection when two systems successfully link. The description spread quickly through the room. From that moment, it was officially labeled the handshake. Once the signal's path was confirmed to align perfectly with the last known trajectory of 3I Atlas, NASA's leadership no longer doubted what had caused it. They already knew an unregistered probe had approached the object. What they needed was proof of who had sent it. Through telemetry checks and encrypted signature tracing, analysts matched the data to SpaceX's Vandenberg launch. The timing of the pulse and the activation window of the Falcon's hidden payload were identical. That finding ended the
What was that last one?
had definitive confirmation that the source of the event was the SpaceX probe, and that its scan of 3I Atlas had directly triggered the pulse. NASA quietly contacted SpaceX
Very well.
When Elon Musk was briefed in person at Hawthorne, he reportedly listened in silence as the NASA team presented their findings. Witnesses later said he didn't deny that a probe had been launched or that it might have caused the signal. He simply looked at the waveform printout and said, "It answered." His tone made it clear that he believed the probe had made contact and that the pulse was not random at all. What terrified the NASA team most was not Musk's boldness, but the implication that something out there had replied. NASA moved quickly to contain the situation. Within 24 hours, data related to 3I Atlas was reclassified. Public magnetospheric and solar data streams were temporarily taken offline under the excuse of server maintenance. The Deep Space Network locked its archives behind restricted access keys. Amateur astronomers soon noticed missing data from observatories that had been tracking 3I Atlas.
Okay, these are the names
NASA transferred
of the moons orbiting Nibiru: Kalon, Harmony, Reticuli, Calibus, Mortu, Atlan, Wahiawan, Calib, Maximus, Persephone, Lucifer, Licinius. The last four are Mars-sized planets. The others are the size roughly slightly smaller than Mercury. And there is the asteroid belt, Neb Shedim, slightly outside that range, from which came the Atlas interloper. They all have more or less higher orbits that are very fast. Nibiru is somewhere between 8,000 and 9,000 miles in diameter. To be accurate, we don't know exactly how wide the diameter is. I made an earlier mistake in claiming it was only 100 miles. That would be incorrect. It's much bigger and very solid, and apparently Nibiru is slightly volcanic. Appear to be experiencing some electrical difficulties here. Please forgive me for this video. It is very mountainous. It has a nitrogen atmosphere, some methane, and hydrogen, and I believe there's ice there on Nibiru. This is all we know for now about Nibiru and its system. It's being pulled by another star, which we can't identify just yet, away from Earth. It seems to have an orbit between that star and Earth star Sol. And this is why the accelerated asteroid Atlas plummeted into our solar system. This is all I can tell you for now. We'll keep you updated. This has been an Astronomy News Bulletin. Thank you. Have a good day.